Hello everybody. I'll be sharing few cases of fracture neck femur, challenging cases where PFN has been used. Here is the first case. A 58-year-old alcoholic with fracture neck femur badly comminuted on the left side. He already had a fracture on the other side, which was treated about 10 years back with the DHS. We did the CT scan to confirm the fracture anatomy. You can see all badly comminuted fracture on the left side with the DHS on the right side. So we took the patient on fracture table. On traction, you can see there are severe valgus of the proximal fragment, which was too much. So with a C-type reduction forceps, we reduce the valgus of the proximal neck by pulling it out. Similarly, with the middle part of the C, we could depress the neck to align the anterior cortex and fix with 2 KYs. Once the fracture was fixed, we used wiring to the greater trochanter. One wire was passed medial to the greater trochanter and another wire was passed to the tendon attached to the top of the greater trochanter, as you can see in this picture. And this is the final picture on table AP and lateral. Since the lateral fragment was also badly comminuted and also there was a osteoporosis in this patient, we have used the nail itself as the lateral wall. You can see that the screw heads are touching. The screw heads are touching the nail, and this is the immediate postoperative X-ray on table. Immediate postoperative X-ray on table and a CR picture, AP and lateral showing good or positive medial cortical support both in AP as well as in lateral picture. This is immediate postoperative picture in August 2021, which shows well-reduced fracture with nicely placed implants. This is a picture, 1 month follow-up in September. Patient already had started walking and you can see the callus is being formed. And this is the latest follow-up on 21st of December 2021. On the right side, you can see there is shortening of the neck. So he has problem in sitting cross-legged on that side using that hip. But on the left side, the neck length is maintained. All the abductor mechanisms are all intact. There is no proximal migration of the greater trochanter, which normally happens in wiring if it is not done properly. So to avoid that, we have taken the wire not through the bone, we have taken it through the tendon, which is attached to the GT, and this is the lateral picture. This is the patient on the left side. He has been operated and is able to walk unsupported without any problem. There is slight lurch, you can see, that is due to the shorter neck on the right side, and the left side is quite comfortably walking. Another case, again, the uncle of an orthopedic surgeon. The fragment, there are 2 main fragments which are displaced, as you can see in the CT scan, badly comminuted proximal femoral fracture. Here, we brought these 2 fragments together with wiring, and we also added, as there are comminution at the neck screw side, we added a plate to act as a lateral wall, and this is the trochanteric buttress plate, and this is the immediate posterior X-ray, and this is 1 year 11 months, almost 2 years picture showing nice consolidation of the fracture in this patient. And these are the clinical picture of the same patient. In spite of the ONE, he is able to stand without much difficulty and is able to walk. He already has a hemiplegia on the right side and also flexion contracture of the elbow. This is how he walks outside the home without a stick. He is able to walk comfortably. The left hip has been operated in this patient. Another case, another orthopedic surgeon's relative. I did the surgery at Baramati. As you can see, it's Baramati, 86-year-old male with badly comminuted proximal femur. Here you can see that we have got additional valgus to compensate for the lesser trochanteric avulsion. Again, the nail is acting as a lateral support because the bone was very soft at this age. And we have intentionally pierced the lateral cortex and we have rested the screw heads against the nail. This is at 8 weeks follow-up showing early signs of union. And this is at about 3 years down the line, fracture has consolidated. Patient came to Penn State me walking when I went to operate another case, and you can see that the neck shaft angle has been restored well, and this is how the patient walks. Patient walks within the house unsupported, and this is now 89-year-old now. This is a 86 written incorrectly, but it is 3 years down the line. Now he's 89 years old. And when he goes for the work, he still works in a jewelry shop. And when he goes for the work, he goes with a stick in the hand. So this is another 85-year-old male, very elderly patient. Again, you can see thin cortex of the lateral cortex. Here, we are intentionally pierced the lateral cortex and our screw heads are touching against the nail. Nail is acting as the lateral cortex, and this is how the patient walks. This is how the patient walks in the immediate post-operative period. So, pointer view. If the fracture is well reduced, there shouldn't be any problem for the patient to walk like this, full weight bearing with the help of walker, and as and when they are comfortable, they leave the walker. This is the X-ray at 10 weeks post-operative, that is 2.5 months down the line. You can see that the screw heads are still touching again the lateral nail, which is acting at the lateral wall. And the patient was very, very thankful. And literally, there were tears in his eyes when he said, none of his friends with the hip fractures have survived, and he is the first person in the village to survive a hip fracture like this. So I have the permission to show his clinical picture with you all. So friends, if you do the surgery properly, then there shouldn't be any problem. Even age is just a number. And if you take care of all the points, then the outcome is always good. Thank you very much.